Now, I wonder if any of you have ever had something disagree with you. Don't look at the person next to you. For me, it's red sausages. You know, it's like that polony meat wrapped in the red plastic. You're supposed to boil them. Yeah, those things, they do not like me. But similarly to my stomach being transformed from the inside out, we're about to see another far better transformation from the inside out. Now, you may have been in church for a while and you've heard about the transfiguration, and it's not really a word that we use all that often in our day-to-day life. And Mark was very intentional in his use of it. What does it mean? Well, instead of me trying to make it make sense for you, I found a theologian's definition that is far better than anything I could come up with. So this is what he says. This word transfigured describes a change on the outside that comes from the inside. This change on the outside of Jesus has come from within. This light is coming from within him. In this moment, we are having who Jesus truly is being revealed to us. God. Jesus is being revealed as God. This light that is shining from him is Jesus' divine glory on display. It's an external change based on what was within. Now you may be sat here this morning thinking that those are two very random stories from this chapter to pull out and put side by side, and you would be absolutely right. Except for the fact that these two stories both present to us the very same important lesson. And that lesson is what's inside of you will come out. For the dad, it was his unbelief, his doubt. Can Jesus really help my son? For the disciples, it was their pride. I want to be the greatest. Which one of us is the greatest? Who's the greatest? See, Jesus is using what we call today hyperbole. So whilst he doesn't want you to cut off your literal limbs, he does want you to cut off some things in an act of self-denial, a way of saying, no, I'm not going to allow this to come out here. I want you to notice too how it says, if your hand, cut it off. If your foot, cut it off. If your eye, pluck it out. Not anybody else's. Jesus is interested in transforming you from the inside out, not quite as interested in how you can transform others from the outside in, inside out. And so we have to cut some things off. This is where I myself got this very backwards. I took the approach which I'm sure many of us have. Like maybe you are today, I was on a bad path. Stuff started coming up in my life, or I should say coming out of me in my life that wasn't healthy. I didn't want to be the way that I was anymore. I wanted to be more like Jesus. And so I tried to make myself more like Jesus. And where I was going wrong was I was trying to change me in my own strength. I thought that this axe meant that I had to pick it up and start hacking off the things of me that weren't healthy, that weren't good, that weren't honoring of God or the people around me. And church, we can't fix ourselves. But we're transformed when we choose to trust Jesus with the axe and then give him access to the root. By letting him into what's really going on. See, this is where it all turned for me. I stopped just bringing to Jesus the fruit, the sin, what was coming out of me as a mess, and I started letting out to Jesus what was really going on in my heart, why I was hurting, why I was struggling, why I was reaching for other things and for relief, how it really made me feel. We have to get real with God. And what you'll begin to discover, as I did, is the more you let it out to Jesus, the more you actually let him in to your heart. Being honest with God is what lets him in. Honesty is the door, is what opens the doors of our hearts. And the more we let him in, the more we are filled with him. The more we are filled with him, the more what begins to come out of us actually really begins to look like him. It's a change from the inside out.